For every kid YouTuber who wins the internet's love, there seems to be another who sparks outrage and becomes a lightning rod for hate. Kid creators have been at the center of some of YouTube's biggest success stories and darkest controversies, and their journeys reveal just how complex growing up in the spotlight can really be. Some children built empires around fun, toys, and family. Others were pushed into personas, trapped in lawsuits, or drowned in backlash from audiences who forgot that behind the camera stood kids who hadn't even finished middle school yet. From controversial stars who shocked the world to beloved creators whose videos defined childhoods, this is the story of the most loved versus most hated kid YouTubers. Lil Tay, the rise of controversy. Few names have been as polarizing as Lil Tay. Back in 2018, the internet couldn't look away from this young girl flaunting luxury cars, designer clothes, and piles of cash while calling out broke haters and irrelevant rappers. Her brash style and catchphrases turned her into one of the most talked about figures online. But while the surface screamed confidence and wealth, the reality behind the scenes told a much darker story. In May of 2018, a leaked video revealed Lil Tay's older half-brother, Jason Tian, coaching her through lines, essentially forcing her into this outlandish character. The performance that seemed spontaneous and bold was, in fact, carefully directed. Making matters worse, her mother Angela was caught on camera helping to record the videos, a move that cost her a real estate job and sparked widespread outrage. Social media erupted with concern, calling out the situation as exploitative. Many pointed out that Lil Tay was the one absorbing all the online hate while still just a child. The sentiment was clear. This was a little girl being used for clicks and money. After the backlash, Lil Tay vanished from the spotlight for 5 years, only to resurface in the most shocking way possible. In August 2023, her Instagram account posted an announcement claiming both she and her brother had passed away. The internet mourned until the truth unraveled just a day later. Her account had been hacked and both siblings were alive. Lil Tay clarified the situation, revealing she had spent the day frantically responding to devastated family and friends. Just months later, she returned again with accusations of abuse directed at her father and stepmother. The claims painted an image of neglect, control, and physical mistreatment, all tied up in a custody battle that left the public reeling. Many who once criticized Lil Tay now express sympathy, realizing her controversial image was largely shaped by the adults around her. Her story stands as one of the most infamous examples of a kid creator whose career was defined not by her own choices, but by those pulling strings behind the camera. Sis vs. Bro, a wholesome counterpart. In stark contrast to Lil Tay's chaos stood siblings Karina and Ronald, better known as Sis vs. Bro. Launching their channel in 2016, the pair won over millions with a simple formula: fun challenges, playful pranks, and a sibling bond that felt both authentic and wholesome. Unlike Lil Tay's stage bravado, Sis vs. Bro thrived because of their natural chemistry. Their fans adored the way they teased each other, collaborated on gaming sessions, and took on quirky challenges like Ronald copying everything Karina did for a full 24 hours. The internet embraced their sibling rivalry and laughter as a refreshing alternative to controversy-driven content. The channel grew to over 14.6 million subscribers and more than 7.2 billion views, cementing their place as one of YouTube's most beloved sibling duos. But as with many child creators, time eventually caught up. By 2021, the pair decided to step back, posting a final video that left fans devastated. The story could have ended there, but in 2024, Sis vs. Bro staged one of the most celebrated comebacks in YouTube history. Their return video was met with nostalgia and excitement, as fans who grew up watching them felt like a piece of their childhood had returned. With their wholesome energy intact, Karina and Ronald reclaimed their spot as a beloved part of YouTube's family content scene. Where Lil Tay's journey was marred by manipulation and scandal, Sis vs. Bro stood as a symbol of childhood joy and sibling love. Piper Raquel, The Squad and the Scandal. Another figure often mentioned among the most hated kid YouTubers is Piper Raquel. Bursting onto the platform in 2016, Piper quickly rose to fame through tween-focused videos that often featured her friend group, The Squad. With over 12 million subscribers, her brand appeared like every kid's dream. Trendy challenges, collaborations, and the life of a young influencer. But behind the fun came serious controversy. In January 2022, no less than 11 former members of her squad filed a $22 million lawsuit against Piper's mother, Tiffany Smith. The accusations were explosive, alleging a toxic environment filled with inappropriate behavior and pressure to dress or act in ways that made the kids uncomfortable. The lawsuit dragged on for 2 years before eventually reaching a $1.85 million settlement in October 2024. While no guilt was officially admitted, the case raised massive questions about child safety in influencer culture. Netflix even released a docuseries titled Bad Influence: The Dark Side of Kidfluencing in April 2025, highlighting Piper's story and broader issues about children being pushed into influencer careers. The revelations painted Piper's upbringing in a disturbing light, with many online voices arguing that parents exploiting their kids for internet fame needed to face consequences. Despite the controversy, Piper continued collaborating with older creators, further fueling criticism about the influences shaping her life. Her story became a symbol of how fame and parental decisions can warp what might have seemed like a dream into a nightmare, leaving her with one of the most controversial reputations in the kid YouTuber world. Misha, the Pokemon Go kid. Some creators become infamous for just one video, and Misha Selenosti is a prime example. In 2016, during the Pokemon Go craze, Misha released his viral Pokemon Go song, which quickly spread across the internet. With over 100 million views, the video became a meme, not because of admiration, but because of mockery. Commentary. YouTubers tore into the video, calling it repetitive, poorly sung, and downright cringy. Audiences piled on with harsh comments, often forgetting that Misha was just a kid. The backlash was intense, but instead of quitting, Misha doubled down, releasing diss tracks aimed at his critics. Ironically, the controversy only gave him more views. Over time, the internet began to soften, with many looking back and apologizing for being so cruel to a child. Misha's resilience turned him into a kind of internet legend, remembered not only for his infamous song, but also for surviving the tidal wave of hate directed his way. Sophia Grace and Rosie, internet sweethearts. The perfect contrast to Misha's hate-fueled fame came in the form of Sophia Grace and Rosie. In 2011, the cousins uploaded a cover of Nicki Minaj's Super Bass, which instantly went viral. Their bubbly personalities and undeniable cuteness caught the attention of Ellen DeGeneres, leading to frequent appearances on her show. Fans fell in love with their bond and adorable interactions, and the duo became global sensations. They appeared on red carpets, performed for audiences, and became role models for young fans everywhere. As they grew up, Sophia Grace pursued a music career, while Rosie focused on singing covers and sharing glimpses of her daily life. But their story came full circle in 2022 when they reunited on Ellen's show one last time, bringing longtime fans to tears with nostalgia. Even as adults, their friendship remains strong, and they are still remembered as one of the most beloved child star duos the internet has ever seen. The journeys of these kid creators reveal just how unpredictable internet fame can be. Some were thrust into the spotlight by parents or siblings, molded into personas that generated views at the cost of their childhoods. Others found joy, built communities, and grew up with their audiences cheering them on. At the end of the day, the line between being loved and being hated often had less to do with the kids themselves and more to do with the forces guiding them. Fame, family dynamics, and the pressure of an audience shaped who was celebrated and who was criticized. For every Lil Tay, there was a sis versus bro. For every Piper Raquel, there was an Evan Tube. For every JoJo Siwa, there was a Ryan's World. and for every Misha, there were Sophia, Grace, and Rosie. Together, their stories capture the best and worst of what happens when children grow up on YouTube. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the most loved versus most hated kid, YouTubers, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you want to keep going, click on the video right here to see the most loved versus most hated YouTuber friendships.